judged, and the pact forged anew. You forget your post, horseman. You forget the law. No call was given, yet the destroyer marched, and there you were found, under his black banner, if the claims are true.
To hell with your claims! The seals were broken! I was summoned!
Then where are the other horsemen? Were they not summoned as well? The 7 seals are hidden, as they have been since the pact was forged eons ago. All of them intact. There was no call. You aided the Dark Ones, broke a sacred covenant that has doomed mankind, and threatened the balance. Do you deny it?
When I rode, heaven and hell were already at war. Abaddon was there. He knew something.
Abaddon fell, fighting off the chaos you unleashed.
I fought powerless against the demons, and still you accuse me?
Your defeat proves nothing. Likely the Destroyer cast you aside when he was finished with you. You have defiled the law, horseman. You will be punished.
I serve only the Council. Only the balance. As the horsemen always have. Send me back. I will punish the ones responsible.
How? What hope do you have against the Destroyer's armies? You are powerless.
Then I will fail, and the demons will have carried out your sentence.
Very well. You will return to the Earth, but you will be watched. Come forth.
Remember that, or I will really get under your skin.
Enough! Rise, war, and arm yourself.
Welcome everybody to another gameplay by Captain Ivory. I am your host, Captain Ivory. I'm here checking out Darksiders 1. Now, I played this game before. I never finished it. I wanted to get back into it to kind of show off how much fun I do believe this game is. I have heard arguments that it is a kind of repetitive game, which you will see. You will see a lot of the same combos done over and over again, but I still find it incredibly enjoyable and gratifying to just slice through armies of demons and zombies and whatever else this game throws at you, all the crazy shit, and just wrecking it all as War, the Horseman of the Apocalypse. Now, a little background on what we just saw. We just saw about 5 minutes of War getting chewed out for, you know, some shit that he did. Now, the shit that he did is actually part of the tutorial of the game that I decided to skip over because A, it's a tutorial, B, I didn't really want to record all the tutorial where it's telling me how to do everything. I'd rather just kind of show you guys, hey, this is what the game has, this is how I do it. So, let me just jump into the lore of it. So Darksiders takes place during the apocalypse, well, during and after the apocalypse. Now, the apocalypse, as most of you must know, is when mankind is judged, and in this game, it's not so much a judgment as it is just a full-blown shit-fest. Shit-storm, if you will. What it is heaven and hell clash on Earth. The apocalypse was only supposed to happen after 7 specific seals were broken to kind of bring the armies of heaven and hell together to fight with the army of Earth. Earth was supposed to be a fully grown kingdom by then, so it's the 3rd kingdom. What ends up happening is heaven and hell are called too early, and War, the Horseman of War, is framed for it. He's framed for calling the apocalypse because he's the only horseman to ride during the apocalypse. Now, I will be playing Darksiders 2, which is the sequel to this game, but we'll get into that later. What I do want to make sure I get through in this one is just showing you some of the awesome things you can do and how fun it is to just wreck shit as War. So we saw his trial. War's trial is basically just the Charred Council, those big wigs in the fucking stone, telling him, bro, you fucked up, bro. You're gonna have to go back to Earth, you're gonna have to figure out what you did, or who did it, and try to clear your own name. I believe by the end of the game, War has found something out. I don't think he's completely cleared his name. Again, haven't finished it yet, so we will find out eventually. But this prick named the Watcher is being a douche, so we'll watch that for a second. The Watcher is someone that the Charred Council, as you saw, put onto War to kind of keep him in line. If he starts deviating from the task that he is set out to do, the Watcher's going to make him feel it. But the way the Watcher actually works in game engine is he's just a, hey, look over here. This game is pretty much Zelda meets God of War, but at the same time, again, it does have some very repetitive times. But in the sense of Zelda, there's the puzzle dungeons. They're not too difficult. I mean, it's mostly just, hey, run to this spot, jump on that thing kind of stuff. And they did incorporate a form of Navi in the Watcher, where it's basically, hey, look, listen, you can jump on this shit, like Navi would. He's not nearly as annoying as she is, but he's still a prick. So it's still kind of irritating to have him pop up every now and then. But I really, really do love playing as War. Just being that big of a powerhouse. Although there are several compensation and masturbation jokes you can make just looking at his freaking giant arm. It's like, dude, what do you use that thing for? And then the compensation jokes with his giant sword, it's like, come on, man. You missing something? You wish you had something? Is that what it is? Basically, in this gameplay, though, we're just going to kind of run through, take out the first little mini-boss. There's several mini-bosses in the game that are just incredibly gratifying to kill, because you have insta-kill skills where you just hit B and the War will go through an animation to wreck them. And the first mini-boss that comes up is just really entertaining to watch War kill, because he really just smacks the shit out of him. Right now, we're on our way to find a demon named Vulgrim. Vulgrim is an outcast from the Destroyer's army. The Destroyer is the one who led the Charge of Hell. So this game builds off of biblical kind of lore, but it doesn't use it exclusively. So it does have its own lore with it. The Destroyer is essentially the devil, not quite the devil, because we will meet the devil soon. That'll be in probably a later commentary, but we will see the devil. The Destroyer is more of a just uber demon, led the people of hell, the demons of hell, in their charge in the Apocalypse War. We heard Abaddon mentioned. Abaddon was the leader of the angels. In this post-apocalyptic Earth, which we will find out is 100 years after the initial strike, 100 years after War was initially kind of captured, I guess, initially stripped of his power. It's pretty much hell is running the place, as we can see from all the demons and all the bullshit that's happening. Hell is running it. We're going to run into a bunch of other demons later. We just have zombies mostly right now. But heaven is almost nowhere to be seen so far. And what that leads us to believe is when Abaddon, the leader of heaven, if you will, when he fell, because as War mentioned, he knew something, so he had to go. When he fell, heaven pretty much lost its general, lost its leader. And you know how it goes. Without a good leader, your army will crumble. So without Abaddon, heaven is pretty much fucked. So we're going to eventually run into some angels. That will be, again, in a later commentary. We'll check out what they look like, what they can do. They're kind of annoying to fight because little pricks decide that all they want to do is fly and shoot at you. I'm going to kind of fumble around right now because I am terrible at this part where I'm climbing on the demonic growth, which is all that shit you see on the walls. I didn't realize if I drop down that I'm going to be stuck for a second, so I had to kind of look at the layout like, oh, I have to go up. So I derp around when I play puzzle dungeons. It's how I do. I was originally going to cut it, but I feel it's more entertaining to watch when someone's derping around in the puzzle dungeon than if they're just, oh, I know exactly what to do all the time because I am the uber puzzler. And I went the wrong way. Let me go back. And I missed. Yep. This is the derping around I was talking about. But luckily, I remembered I can climb faster, so we don't have to watch it too long. So, Darksiders is a very fun game for me. Hopefully, I'm going to be playing through it. I'm going to be playing through a couple of games in parallel, though. I'm not just going to be uploading Darksiders. So, my normal upload date would normally be Wednesday. However, I didn't upload yesterday as I was out of a microphone. Just got my new one. It's sounding out great, so it's going to be a pretty good time using it. I'm enjoying it. It's a pretty nice blue snowball. It's a nice little black finish on it. Looks great. Sounds great. I'm going to be using that for my commentaries from now on. But Wednesday will be the normal time to grab me. Thursdays will be our joint commentaries, so you guys will be seeing RSB tomorrow. You might see a little bit of Ebony and Ivory, but we'll see how that goes. Me and Ebony got to work out some scheduling stuff. However, RSB has their video already ready to go. We're going to see them tomorrow, or rather today. Yeah, today, not tomorrow. Sorry, my timing's off because, like I said, Mike was out, didn't post when I normally was supposed to. So today we will see some more RSB. We'll see some of me. This is gonna be my commentary for the day. We're gonna hopefully have some more next week on a more regular schedule. I'll eventually get the full schedule posted up, probably in just one of the random commentaries. I'll throw it in there, or I'll just throw it up on the bulletin for the channel. So anyone who's subscribing, you guys can see when we're going to post, who's going to post on what day, that kind of thing. Back to the game, though. I like the engine in the sense that it is, like I said, it is a mix of Zelda and God of War. That's like the feel, that's how I feel the game was going for. The engine that I like, though, is the evade. When you're locked onto an enemy, you can kind of dodge, dash away from them, which it reminds me of very Kingdom Hearts kind of feel. With the dodge roll, which I used to love. I love Kingdom Hearts. Great game. Probably not going to be able to play it because, you know, I'm on PC. But we will be getting to Darksiders 2 after I finish this one. Look at that giant hand. I mean, Jesus Christ, War. What do you do with that? Anyway. We'll talk about some other games that I might play eventually. However, Darksiders is going to be one of the main focuses for now. Probably getting Dishonored after Ebony takes his run at it. I think he's going to be done soon, or if he's already done with his series. I think his last episode's going to be going up next week, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday should be his next video, so you guys can check that one out. My next video will be on Wednesday. I will most likely be posting another Darksiders video, so you guys can see what happens next. We'll probably skip over when I meet Volgren, although he does have some pretty funny lines, so I'll have to decide that on the fly. But I'm going to go ahead and continue watching as we check out what's going on with this. I want to make sure that we cut off at the right point here. So War is falling and derping around. Here we go. So this is how you know you're going to get into a big fight. They always have that little Zelda feel where the door's locked, there's no way out, you're in the room, you're stuck, you're fucked. How do you do this? Get punched around a little bit. As soon as I realize I can one-shot all of these guys, I start doing it more. So you're going to see a little bit of that. This is part of the repetitiveness that I was talking about with Darksiders, where as soon as you realize you can do something, you try to do it as much as possible, and it's just so gratifying to see that, where you grab someone's head and just crush it in your giant hand. Also, if you've noticed, War's... Oh, this is some targeting lock failure. I start slashing into a support beam. But if you notice, War's gauntlet, the giant hand he's got, starts glowing when there's stuff I can interact with. But here's the big mini-boss I was talking about. This is the fight that's going to end our commentary for the day. We're going to stop right after War smashes this guy, but I do want to talk a little bit about how much I love the kill sequences for these. So any mini-boss you fight, you smack them around a little bit, you learn some stuff. They also throw in a couple tips like, hey, maybe this is what you should try to kill him. Any mini-boss, I think the actual bosses have it as well, though, where if you get them down to a certain amount of life, as you'll see in a second, you can do an insta-kill, which is basically just finish them off. You don't have to slash them anymore. Watch the cool animation. War's going to do some badass shit, so it's always fun to watch. With this one, it's going to be extremely gratifying because he is the, I want to say technical first mini-boss, but not really. There we go. Just Oh man, it's beautiful. He just smacks him around and skewers his head. I love War. War is a badass as far as, you know, playing him just makes you feel like you want to smash shit with your hands. It reminds me a lot of those Hulk Total Destruction games where you can just run through and smash shit. It's not as open world, but at the same time you just break things and you get rewarded for it. So it is very, very fun to do. But Darksiders is a game, if you like RPGs, if you like a good story to go with it, you know, a nice meaty story to go with your RPG, a little bit of mystery because you don't know who the fuck is framing you, you haven't actually met him yet, but you know that you have to clear your name. Darksiders is definitely something I recommend. If you can get past the repetitiveness. Now, if you like The Legend of Zelda, I don't want to say get this one immediately if you like Legend of Zelda, but, I mean, Zelda has its own bit of repetitiveness. I know some people are going to get mad at me for saying that, but Zelda does have a bit of repetitiveness. Sure, you can mix it up with bombs and boomerangs, but eventually you're going to get some other stuff in this game, too, that you can mix it up with at the same time. Right now, just having Chaos Eater, the fucking awesome blade, you're going to have some problems. Now, I'm going to stop here so you can enjoy the little commentary War and the Watcher have. Thank you guys for watching, and please stick around for the outro. Have a good night.
How long was I gone?
In Earth years, about a century. Long enough for the last of the mouth breathers to die off.
Then, the Third Kingdom is lost.